Ladies and gentlemen, the Australian Football League and our premier partner Toyota welcome you to the first preliminary final here tonight at the MCG. Would you now please join with the coaches, the players and the umpires as we stand for the Australian National Anthem.
No second prize tonight. Everything on the line. The umpires tonight, Steve McBurney, his 7th preliminary final, the most experienced of the trio, Ray Chamberlain and Shane McInerney. As the captains, 2 stars for their respective clubs, come to toss the call.
Okay, fellas, we've got the Rocket Man doing the toss for us tonight. So, Brad, it's going to be your call. You got a coin?
Got a coin.
What's the call, please? Heads is the call.
All right. Now that can spin.
It's tail.
The Rocket Man strikes. That's appropriate for both these clubs. It's been a long, long time. Let's go down to Tim Watson.
Well, again, the midfield battles will be crucial tonight in this game. I'd expect Clinton Jones to go to Cooney. He did a very good job in the last 2 times. The last time these 2 sides clashed. The other big battle tonight could be Daniel Cross up against Lenny Hayes. Now, Cross, we saw him last Friday night. There he is on screen there next to Brad Johnson. Did a magnificent job on Simon Black. He'll get the job, the important job tonight early on Lenny Hayes. He's the initiator for the for St Kilda. He's the bloke they need to stop in delivering the ball from the stoppages. Ox Del Santo, there's a big story sweeping Melbourne today that Nick Del Santo would be a late withdrawal. What can you tell us about an injury he may have?
Yeah, the Dogs were well and truly aware, Tim, that Del Santo had rolled his ankle. They believe he's had a jab. They'll be putting a little bit of pressure on him. Will is similar for the Dogs, who had a sore toe, even broken toe, and they believe he'll be okay. And to David Smorgan in the Jewish community, Shanatava.
He's bilingual, the Ox.
Well, we know that David Smorgan, with the Jewish New Year, isn't here to watch, but he'll be very keen viewer on Channel 7, I'm sure. But interesting to hear Rodney talk about their tactics going into this evening. He talked about the midfield battle and getting through the Saints' defence. Don't expect the Dogs to be clogging up their back line to protect against Riewoldt and Kaczynski. Expect them to be playing on at all costs and trying to take this game on and kick a winning score.
Separate, go to position now.
Just a little foreplay.
Yeah, just a little bit of aggression being put on the opposition when they ran through the centre square. Yeah, I mean, the clearances and the contested possessions are going to be critical, aren't they? Because the only time St Kilda have been pressured this year is if the opposition can win the ball in time.
Well, the battle for that centre corridor has started already. A few spot fires.
It's called pummeling, Den. That wrestling move. A lot of clubs doing it now. They're just practicing on each other.
It's called pointless.
Correct.
Winner to the grand final. Opening bounce. Big roar. And we're underway. Not the highest bounce in the world. Gardner comes back to him. Hurried kick down towards half-forward. Here comes Riewoldt. Gathers the bouncing ball. Milne, a runner outside. Doesn't succeed in getting it to him. Griffin did well. Just along the boundary. Punched away brilliantly by Montagna.
And we've seen already Morris has actually gone to Riewoldt and Lake has gone to Kaczynski. I think Riewoldt just got a bit too much run for Lake, so Morris has got the big job.
Boundary throw in. Gardner works in front. Hudson may have got over his shoulder. Jones a hurried kick out of the congestion. Gilby in the centre square. Goes long down towards half forward. Fisher. Terrific bump from Gilbert. Got him in his space. Fisher goes towards the outer side. Darren Ray against his old club. Well, they're booing him. He didn't want to go. Couldn't go then either. Went back to Fisher, who kicks it directly to Ackermanis. Higgins has got it. Cross. Cross, not a good kick. It wanders down towards half forward. Minson came hard. Got out, stood his ground. Graham. Miss Schneider. Boyd didn't miss Hahn. Goes with a hand pass towards half forward. Minson 55 metres out. Good handball. Hahn tried to shield the ball. It's knocked on towards the pocket by Blake. In goes Pickin. Gilbert, who got it out. Minson comes back into the fray. Snaps. And the mark is taken in the square by Fisher.
1 metre. Thank you.
Wow. Good. Fisher goes straight back. As soon as St Kilda get possession in their back half, they really like to control the tempo.
Fisher outside the defensive 50 onto the chest of Snyder. Hayes drives it beyond the wing. Riewoldt should mark it.
Good work, Morris.
Terrific by Morris. Came back hard. Riewoldt grabbed him without the football.
Yes, I think you'll find Morris will have to try and get front position and push back hard. He might get outreached every now and then by Riewoldt, but he's got to get the front spot.
Hargrave to Harbrow. Often happens. Goes wide. Murphy on a lead to the wing. Plenty of early for the Bulldogs. Slow starts have been their mantra against top teams this year. Terrific mark on the outer side by Boyd.
Don't hold, Farron. Find there.
Boyd 60 metres out from goal. Comes back, takes the sting out of it to Murphy.
This is where the patience is going to be critical for the Bulldogs, as we would expect. St Kilda got 18 players. Defensive cover.
Harbrow telling kick across the ground. Cross. Doesn't really like to kick the footy all that often. Will be forced to this time. Well, there you go. Morris kicks inside the forward 50. Plenty of tall timber down there for the Saints. Fisted away by Gardner. Graham runs onto the footy. Missed the target. Ackermanis. High ball towards Minson. Over the top. Baker did well. The little guy got there and thumped it back for a behind.
This was the first boundary throw into the game. Pretty hard to see from that, but one-on-one all over the field. No doubt St Kilda seen as a zoning side defensively, but they were going one-on-one with the Bulldogs, and there was quite a bit of space in each other's forward line.
Hargrave had a terrific season. Good mark. Little 1-2 with Gilby. Goes towards half forward. Plenty of Saints there. Hit Jones in the face. Griffin lays it off. Cooney goes after it. Milne in the opposite direction. Hargrave once more. Virtually like a wicket keeper. Ball rolls out. Had a sense of humour. Gilby inside the forward 50. Up in front Higgins. Knocked away by Graham. Got it. Sweeping hand pass. Chance for Johnson on the 50. Sends one high down towards the pocket. Backhanded down by Ray. Taken by Blake. Then they all fell on him. Ball in there somewhere.
Thank you.
Well, Bulldogs have just had the ascendancy, haven't they? Just for this first few minutes of the game. Had 4 inside 50s. Haven't been able to get anything on the scoreboard. That's the problem against the Saints. How do you score against them?
Gardner up very high. Del Santo touched off the boot. Out towards the break. Murphy. Will he keep it in? No. They'll regroup.
Picking a Montagna, Shane. Picking a Montagna.
Boundary throw in just outside the 50. Sea of faces in the background. And why not? What a terrific game it promises to be. Del Santo breaks away. Down towards the wing. Searching lead. Riewoldt full-chested takes the mark. Little chip over the top. Sensing the danger. Lake stormed up the ground. Beats the man who kicked it. Riewoldt runs on beyond the wing. Goes down towards half forward. Hahn leads back in the race. That was clever. Dawson came across, almost doing a Lake. Saw there was a problem and tidied up like red Adair.
Well, this is the type of game that the Bulldogs want. The fast tempo through the midfield. It really does give them the opportunity to attack and the game's been fairly even on that regard.
Minson trying to hook it down behind. Hahn, cross, Picken under pressure towards full forward. How will it bounce? Very well.
Looks like he's been targeted, Gilbert, in that regard.
Ox.
Yeah, just watching Nick Riewoldt there is a long way up the ground. Rocket, he would be delighted that he's got to come right up to the centre wing to get some football.
Baker. Now Fisher. Goddard.
Play on.
Fisher overlapping across the ground, laying the ball into the path of Graham. Runs away from him though. Schneider came up, shinned it across towards Johnson to Higgins. Harbrow onto the ball arches. The back couldn't get through. Next best thing was a brilliant pass to Griffin. And Griffin blocks his escutcheon with a terrible kick that goes scudding out of bounds.
Great running player, but he misses far too many shots on the run from the top of 50. He can kick it well. He's going to need to nail those when he gets his opportunity.
He didn't balance, did he? The pressure of the game just made him kick it too quick.
Gardner. Goddard. Johnson. Brilliant. Hargrave. Not so flash. Vinson. Morris. Callan. Harbrow. Boyd. Now Minson in place. Can put it long or go short to Wells. Bounced off his chest. Golden opportunity missed. McWalter. Montagna. Milne. Riewoldt. He's on the wing. The big skipper. The big champ.
7 inside 50s to Zipden, so I said it might have been even in general play, but the Bulldogs are all over the Saints.
Only one goal on the scoreboard. That's the big stat, isn't it?
One thing the Bulldogs are doing well, they've got both of their big fellows on the field. Now, when they go forward, they try and get them both as deep as they can to go to.
Beautiful kick. Blake to Ray. Wheels around on the 50. Stifled. Not a good kick. In the opposite pocket, Morris takes the defensive mark.
Bad choice to play on, wasn't it? He might have gone back and had a shot from 45.
That's a beautiful kick coming out. Hargrave to Cross.
Hold, Luke, don't hold. Play on.
Cross kicks this one to Ward.
Play on.
What a revelation he's been. Goes to the outer side. Murphy just getting some separation. They all are. The Dogs, they're up and about.
Hold it there. Play on.
Harbrow.
Play on.
We come across the ground. Lake. Again, Minson, who's been very active early, has got the football at left half back. Precise kick over the top of Kazitsky. Morris told he went. 2 men onto the outer side. Johnson, one of them. Goes down towards half forward. John Siracusa now. This is where it gets tricky. This time Murphy takes the mark 60 metres out.
Stay there, stay there.
Murphy to Hahn, who got 4 goals last week.
And a good shot at goal. He's one of the few players in the competition who's got an accuracy rating of over 70%.
Just the clean ball use of the Bulldogs there. They were able to move that ball from their defensive area forward just with short, effective kicking. Quick use, switching it, going down the line, moving it to Leeds. We know that that's their key asset, and they were able to use it against the Saints there.
Not on target with his first kick tonight.
Come out, please, Sam.
Let's go down to Tim.
Well, the Bulldogs are on target in a physical sense. When the ball came into the St Kilda forward line a moment ago, Nick Riewoldt got hit first by Minson and then secondly by Picken. So they're going to try and work him over as much as they can in a physical sense.
Blake. Montagna runs outside the defensive 50 towards the wing. Hudson spoils. Picken in front. Hudson goes again. Morris has it. Cooney. Man onto the outer side is Cross. Hargrave doesn't go to him, instead looking for Higgins. Committed to the football was Graham, and he did well. Took a risk, came in front, paddles it towards the line, put down by Higgins. Del Santo played it pretty well. In goes Minson. Big Will, I don't know what he's taken tonight.
They're taking it to them in this first part of the game. The Bulldogs, they are very aggressive in all aspects, both on and off the footy.
Block! Western Bulldogs against Luke Ball.
Good call.
Block.
Both Ruckman, Hudson and Minson going to that contest. Luke Ball saw Hudson coming out the back and tried to block him off the ball.
Kick inside the forward 50. Spills behind now. Dawson looked like a 10-pin bowler. It was a little rusty. John Siracusa over the top, blocking him like a valve obstruction. We've got a bounce just inside the forward 50. Dogs doing all the attacking. John Siracusa. Well, he spotted a vacant goal square, but never on line. Out of bounds on the full.
Got to take your chances when you're earning them, and at the moment the Bulldogs are earning the chances. But 8-point margin isn't reflective of how much they've dominated this first half of the first quarter.
Del Santo high towards the wing then. Some indecision about jumping. Kazitsky in the back.
We saw from that behind the goal shot how congested that kick-out area was. The Bulldogs aren't dropping back in front of Riewoldt. They're happy to. They want to roll up and make sure that they take the contest as close to their goals as they can.
Kazitsky. Terrible kick. Hard to mark. Milne couldn't. Johnson. Griffin did well. Forced his way through. Hudson. Harbrow, or rather Hargrave, goes back. This is Lake. Looks across the ground. Crosses on. Just staying there. He's taken up position to the far side. We see things of the centre square.
Lady, a minute, please, lady.
Johnson. Murphy. Too nimble at the moment for Blake, but drops the mark. Still ample time to back off. Saints dropping back in number up ahead. Ward across the body. Ackermanis, terrible bounce. Opportunity for Pickett. Wonderful tackle there by Fisher. Ball wedged between the pair. Good decision.
Drag it back in, Sam.
Hudson could have been held. Cooney couldn't control it. Milne did brilliantly. Jones is away. He's not a wonderful kick. And this one certainly made Riewoldt work. And it comes up hobbling just a fraction.
You know, that's the weekly land on my knee and limp off, but gives the opposition some hope, and then he kicks 5.
False sense of security.
Arms over the shoulder.
Right. King gets the free. Runners alongside, plenty of them.
If the game keeps played on these terms, Riewoldt won't have as many opportunities as he usually has, because Morris has been good.
Brian pushed him out. Just went at him and bumped him out. That's a block. That's a free kick.
Against Lake, Kazitsky gets the free. Just a high ball coming in. And Willet's way it was dangerous.
I think he knew exactly what he was doing to create the opportunity for Harbrow to come into the contest. I thought the free kick was marginal, though, because he could have easily been making position to mark.
Well, Australian back pocket player. Didn't seem at home in the back pocket there, you see. There's the kick. Always missing to the short side.
Thanks, Nick.
Let's go down to David on the boundary, Dave.
We saw Will Minson in the first 5 minutes. He got plenty of ball. He's playing out wide. Hudson's come on. He's done the same role. King and Garden have got to be very careful that they don't let them have too much space, because at the moment too many possessions for the two ruckmen.
Gilby a driving kick. John Siracusa stood his ground.
Over the shoulder, Zach.
Smallest man there got the free kick.
Hold it there.
Need to translate this into scores. Murphy out of bounds.
It's just that initial look. They just look a bit quicker over the whole field. The Bulldogs just look a bit zippier. And I don't think that's one of St Kilda's great strengths. But if the footy, then it's hard to chase.
King and Hudson lock up. Falls in front. Jones, Graham, flicks it over the top. Ball. Jones finds the way through. Well played. Then gives it off Del Santo. Here's a chance for the Saints to get their first goal. Del Santo runs to 50. Long ball, like to be on Riewoldt here. Well, great defence again. Morris got back, thumped it down. Lake comes away. Well done, the Dogs, to the outer side. Rat Clark is up and thumps it out of bounds.
Yeah, great courage by Morris again. He's going to take the front spot. And if you're in the front spot, you'll take more of them. Riewoldt will get a few from behind, but he's not going to get 15 marks from the back position.
Behind, a chance there for Ward. Graham had it knocked away by Hahn. Clark. Hayes. Nice little chip. Eddie. Too slick there for Graham. In the opposite direction, Ward. Eddie battles on. Spills out behind to Higgins. Under pressure. Comes out towards the wing. This will be interesting. Two tough guys. Hahn. Third tough guy. Jumping into the ring like a tag team partner. That was Baker. It's still going around there. Pinballing. Down went Ward. It comes now to Higgins. They won the war. Coming away, the kick goes from Griffin. Griffin just misses to the left-hand side.
He's going to get a couple more of those opportunities too, the way the Bulldogs are playing. They're winning contested possessions, and we know how important that's been. Whenever the St. Kilda have been beaten by 10 over a game in contested possessions, they haven't won by more than 10 points, and both of their losses have come in those games as well. 26-16. You could just see in that little bit of play the Bulldogs' body strength was able to match and surpass the St. Kilda body strength.
Tell you what, Amy's got the passion. Ball comes towards the boundary line. Hudson flicks it over the shoulder. The two big men in there working hard. Minson off the ground. Gilbert, Del Santo, Fisher, Blake. They share it around. Gilbert attracts a crowd. Hayes, Fisher. The pressure comes again from the Bulldogs, but that's a beautiful releasing kick. Dropped though by Ray. Slaps it across the ball. Just manages to get back to Ray. He kicks it down towards half forward. This should bounce out. It does.
We've got a game. We've got a game. The Western Bulldogs have dominated to this point. But as you said, Lee, the scoreboard. They haven't got on the scoreboard. It's still only 8 points of difference.
Good stuff by the Dogs so far, but as we've said, St. Kilda can absorb a lot and punish you quickly. Cooney, but rolled on eventually to Griffin, hacks his way through. Boyd, Harbrow takes them on, looking for Eagleton. Look out! Over the top, Gilbert could still mark it. No, John Siracusa was on for the hand pass. Ackerman has decided to go to Higgins. Little 1-2 with Griffin. Higgins runs to 60 metres out. The square is open. The ball is bouncing. It's a goal. But tonight, off to a flying start.
Play on.
Gardner knocks it down, and this is what they needed to do, the Dogs, because sooner or later St. Kilda will put a stamp on this game. Will he be joined? The famous number 6. Charlie Sutton. Memories of 54. He wants to be joined by another number 6. Brad Johnson was a premiership skipper. But first they have to win tonight, let alone next week. Schneider went down. So did Ball. Could have been pushed in the back. No free. Callan. High ball. Floating it towards the outer side. Disperses the Gulls. They're still goalless. Not goalless. McWalter. Riewoldt. Baker. Jones it was who's got it again. And eventually, weight of numbers tells this story. Goddard. Well done, Hayes. Wonderful courage. Well done, Ackermanis. Got back in the contest. Ball fell down. Grabbed by Montagna. Long. How will this one bounce? It's running. He got there. Just in the nick of time. Like the cavalry.
Andrew, Plum. Jaws.
Cooney to Lake. Hargrave. Johnson. Gee, they're looking sharp. Welsh. Minson. Higgins. Again the vacant square. Again they get in behind the defence. This time Higgins misses. Going for his second.
Just creating that space between the centre of the ground and the 50-metre line and being able to run onto that. That's a fantastic save by Lake.
Always nice to know the footy is barracking for you. Fisher, dangerous. John Siracusa got hands to it. Goddard, there was no way through.
Just this last bit of the game, Goddard has been released into the back half for St. Kilda, just trying to see if they can steady the ship a little bit and try and use him to rebound. back 50.
Razor Ray, 52 metres out from goal. Gee, they came from everywhere. Jones has got it. Fisher. Johnson, a show here. Should be quicker than Dawson. Looks in the rearview mirror. Breaks away. Dawson does well. Got him. Jack Dawson suddenly. Oh, there's a familiar face. Eric Banner.
Maybe that's why Dawson has been preferred to Matt Hudson. Maybe he has got more speed than we all give him credit for. He certainly did then.
Well, if it's like that, and what St Kilda needs to turn it around now, that will inspire his teammates, no doubt.
They've just got to stabilise. The Bulldogs have really given it a great shot for this first 15 minutes. Just got to make sure they don't get too far ahead on the scoreboard. That's the Saints' main challenge.
Eric Banner used to impersonate me. I wonder if he does that now. Dennis, who? Ray towards the outer side. Riewoldt, classic Riewoldt, up in front. Clever kick too, if he intended that. Gardner caught one. He's okay. Riewoldt cruising past. Oh, Razor Ray Hartless. Get up, he said.
Play on.
Gardner, meantime, told to play on. Kicks inside the forward 50. Dashing up Blake. Slaps it out. Minson created a path for the footy. Gilby, after Boyd knocked it down. In goes Ward. Gardner over the football. Cooney missed it. Eagleton tracks it. He's got it on the wing. Sweeps it back inside. Ackermanis feigns a hand pass. Cooney a good shepherd. Comes across to Eagleton. Sends his man the wrong way. Goes short, not 15. Ackermanis the high ball to open territory. Goddard needs it to stay in. It does. Ball. Ray. Like he's going through a school zone. Kicks it long down towards half forward. In front, Milne.
Now! Time on.
So Milne, about 80 metres from goal. Shuffles away in characteristic aggressive fashion. Off hands. Harbrow's been very good. There to Crummett, short to Johnson, awkward half volley. Griffin just came on the ground. Will they spot him? Murphy's got the football. Wrong option. Griffin was 30 metres behind that man. It was intended for Gian Siracusa. Now coming away, Kaczynski onto the chest though of Morris, who's playing a wonderful game.
We're seeing St Kilda getting faced with exactly what they usually, and that's mass pressure through the midfield. And then when they look up, the opposition has extra numbers in the back 50. Just not able to go with the Bulldogs at the moment.
Gilby takes a chance, runs away, goes inside the forward 50. Welsh is favoured by the kick, showing the judgment at the back was grand. Assessed that bounce very nicely, and now, under the pressure, puts it out of bounds on the full.
On kicking errors and a couple of fumbles, I reckon half a dozen times the St Kilda have just made errors. Maybe it's the pressure of the but just a bit fun. 2 or 3 fumbles is terrible for the confidence of the whole team.
Here's Boyd. 75 metres out. No. Blake. Grand. Again, they reloaded the back, the Saints. But so far, shooting blanks. Just the 2 behinds. Gardner. Right half back.
Well, there.
Dogs by 14.
Thank you, right there. Moving on.
Hemming been really well, the Bulldogs. They're just making it very hard. To get it out, they'll have to go very wide again.
Dawson, straight up the middle. Well done.
Right there, Racker.
Always find one up the middle, Dennis.
I came in at 1,000,000 miles an hour too. Oh, sorry. Here's Ward. Goes with the outside of the boot. Difficult ball to stop. Difficult ball to control. And eventually just sneaks in for a behind.
Would have been a goal if it had actually gone around Zach Dawson. It would have been a fair effort. But yeah, the Bulldogs' defensive efforts have been fantastic. Mainly based on a man-on-man focus and then guarding space from that starting point. That's what St Kilda have actually done pretty well also. But as I said, they're getting a little bit of their own medicine.
Goddard out wide. This is Baker. Clock running down at quarter time. I think this will be posted as St Kilda's lowest first quarter score this year. It is. Their previous worst 3 points against, guess who? This is a trivia question. Against the Tigers. This is a different kettle of dog. The Western Bulldogs 2-5-17. St Kilda 2 behind. 15 points the difference. Quarter time in the first preliminary final. This is finals football.
One thing that they've done very well, the Bulldogs, they've pressured well and they've attacked well. They couldn't have had it any better that quarter, but they're going to have to keep it going because the Saints will come.
Second term of the MCG then. Ward finds a way through. Little chip down towards the attacking 50. Higgins keeps it going. Griffin beats a would-be tackler. Loops it over the top. Pick an interesting move. 52 metres out. Nobody's safe. It bounces down towards full forward. John Siracusa to Ward. Back to John Siracusa. Wrestled to the ground by Ray. And we'll have a bounce.
Thanks, Daniel.
They've just really showed the ability that they're prepared to flick it around. When they get caught in the tackle, their ball retention, we saw it a couple of times there, has been good. They just haven't let the ball spill. Very strong over the ball.
John Siracusa, after Boyd's good work, misses.
You only need to get that third man up once or twice, and the Bulldogs have already got it. That shouldn't happen again. The Bulldogs, the St Kilda ground level players should be conscious now of not allowing one of those medium sizes to jump over the top of the ruckman.
Well, not only have they allowed a couple of hit-outs to the third man, but they've given a free kick away by trying to block him
as well.
Scotty, back a metre. Scotty, back.
They'll allow you to block the medium sizes, but if there's a second ruckman in there, then they might not allow to. The umpires won't allow that block.
Yep. Del Santo got it from Dawson, kicks it up towards the wing. Fisher miscued completely. As they say, didn't make a very good fist of that one. Neither did John. So Dawson, Del Santo flicks it over the top. Gilbert. Montagna, Gilbert, Fisher now, chance to make amends. Runs it up towards the wing, takes his time. Riewoldt again positioned behind, that's better. That time Morris ran into a dead end as he tried to come back. Centering kick will fall in short. Oh, terrific. Wonderful stuff by Gilbert. He was held and still took it. Drives it towards the outer side. Will he get it to Johnson? Yes, he will. Jono's away. Hahn is running. Didn't think he could kick the distance. Goes to Minson. Minson, delusions of adequacy, thinks he can. It'll get there slowly. Hahn stays.
No.
On his feet.
Didn't contest the ball.
And we'll get a free kick anyway.
Well, he had his eyes entirely on the ball there, Lenny Hayes. Oh, well, he had a quick look, but he was going.
A metre, please, Lenny. Lenny, a metre, please.
I think he can
thought
do
that
that.
was play on.
Yep, me too. Harbrow.
Thanks, Mick.
Every now and again, they just take the sting out of things. Blake can use Gilby. Does. 16 points the margin, early going second term of the G.
It's a situation you can go quick, but as soon as you've got to kick over the mark, got to be a little bit patient and try and be a bit precise. That's what Bulldogs are doing.
Hahn, 70 metres out. Can they play this style for a full 4 quarters? Not that style. Del Santo in the road. Hayes onto the loose ball. He's at right half back. Little 1-2 there with Montagna. 2 all Australians, 2 prime movers. Hayes looks inside. Oh, brilliant. Hahn lunging across the boot.
What the Bulldogs are doing well is when the Saints are in possession, I mean, Mitch Hahn was 10 metres goal side of Lenny Hayes then. Rather than dropping back and allowing Hayes time and space, he was prepared to squeeze up and come. Frontal pressure, I suppose it's been called during the season, but that's exactly what the Bulldogs are doing. They're not allowing the ball carrier to have any time or space.
Hahn on the action again. Cooney inside the 50. Johnson on a searching lead, and the ball spills out of bounds.
The flip side of that is that your defence is going to be exposed one-on-one when the ball goes in there. But at the moment, it's gone in on the Bulldogs' terms because the Saints midfielders have been under pressure.
At the footy.
Minson and Gardner.
Go the front of his jumper. Advantage, advantage, advantage.
Advantage to Del Santo. Gardner was going to get the free for being held. Del Santo runs to midfield. Riewoldt within scoring range.
Go through, Shane.
Yeah, that's tight. And the fast break, isn't it? The faster break away from congestion, the opposition defence can't set up, and doesn't matter whether it's playing Usain Bolt on Riewoldt. When he's charged across that half-forward line, he's hard to stay with.
Twice he's been able to take marks with kicks coming over the top in this quarter already. Gilbert came through on this side, or Fisher it might have been on this wing.
Riewoldt, is he on tonight? Not this time. It's amazing to think Usain Bolt is about the same size as Nick Riewoldt in height. Who would have thought a man that tall could run that fast? To heck with physics. Harbrow to himself. Bounces away, nothing much on. Whoops. Hargrave in desperate trouble. Well, I thought he got boot to ball. Apparently not. Advantage not paid. It will come back to McWalter.
Does make a great deal of sense. He did kick it away. I don't think that was a free kick, but the St Kilda was better. Forced the Bulldogs into doing something that turned the ball over.
Well, cross looked away. Del Santos kicked a goal. Play on was the call, not 15. Cross looked back at the umpire. And at the time that took, Nick Del Santo was away and kicked through. I think Nick got Daniel with the old chewy on your boot.
Reversed.
Still effective. Yeah, the reverse. Chewy on your boot. Kearney out of the middle. Scrambles at about 25 metres. Knocked forward down there by Peckin. It's going to be a free kick.
Ackermanis right here.
Ackermanis to get the free then inside the centre square. 9 points the margin, despite all the dominance the Dogs have had. Goes out wide. Boyd. Eagleton sent away on his left foot. Miscues. Dawson stifles it. Gilbert hard against the boundary line. Did well. Hayes over the top. Graham's away then. Graham kicks it up towards the wing. Coming on the lead, Kazetsky. Well done by Lake. Knocked it away. Griffin won the loose ball. Hand passes back towards Boyd. It was smothered by McWalter. He's got it again, McWalter. Slips it away, Montagna. Cross comes, not in time. Montagna down towards the attacking 50. And it bounces out of bounds. And Riewoldt makes the point. David.
Just a couple of times Fisher's gone to the foot. He looked very hesitant, not too sure. I'm not sure if he's had much talk, but looked a little bit jittery.
Callan. Hargrave. Nothing up ahead. Still nothing up ahead. Wouldn't look there. Goes back across the ground. Goes for distance. Riewoldt is coming back, not in time. Riewoldt overcommitted. Morris. Lake. Gets away. Short one. Hudson. Hudson feeds it back. Lake storms around the outer side. Awkward one for Welsh. Clever by Welsh. Hudson feeds it forward. Griffin. Griffin takes something off the kick. Finds Peckin. Peckin top end of the square. Looking down towards full forward. That was a nothing effort. Ricochets across towards Ward. Trying to knock it forward. There was Kidd. Ricochets back inside the forward 50. Picked up down there by Blake. Got a hand pass to Gilbert. Gilbert backs off. Chips it. Well, Eagleton. Don't know what he saw there, Gilbert. Baker. Hayes. Time to regroup. Plenty of saints there. Montagna. Graham. Could have been closed down, but slipped it away. Heard the call inside. Gilbert hacks his way through. Goes towards half forward. 2-on-1. The one dropped the mark. That was Riewoldt. And the ball spills out of bounds off the hands of Jones, and Riewoldt looks worse for wear.
He keeps putting that right knee down when he goes for a low chest mark too.
Aiden Cooney.
Callan getting a free.
Shane. Shane.
Gets Robert Eddie.
Shane. Shane. I'm here. Shane.
Well, jeez. The problem is Nick Riewoldt probably had a sense of deja vu, if you'll pardon me saying.
I think the umpire had a sense of deja vu. That wasn't a free kick.
Callan straight to Kazetsky. Kazetsky back inside the forward 50. McWalter.
Turn it up. Turn it up.
So McWalter is about 40 metres out, slight angle.
Just make sure you can.
And if they get this, the margin back to 3 points. Bit going on there. I think it may have been for Eddie, was it?
It was against Eddie. Though they took the ball back 25 metres. Normally I would have thought the free kick was where the ball was, which was forward of that contest.
McWalter. So, despite everything we've seen, St Kilda trail by just 3 points.
All the attention goes on the big forwards, the big names in the forward line. He's the bloke that often finds the space. He pushes hard to the ball, and on that occasion they found him. Good finish too.
18 games for him with at least 1 goal.
Poetic justice, and Callan makes a mistake on the way out. His opponent kicks the goal.
Down goes Cross, pushed in the back. Montagna just completing the tackle. No need for it.
Oi, you weren't on the side enough, all right? You just drove him.
That one was there all day, Lee.
Montagna actually grew up barracking for Collingwood. His footy hero was Nathan Buckley, who just put him away. On the outer side, it's Murphy.
Wait, thanks, Sam. Wait.
Doesn't cut the mustard with you, does it? Hey, they're all square. Yeah.
You'll see in the replay, but
Good mark.
Eyes only for the footy.
Yeah. Poor defence by Goddard. He completely looked for the body, and in doing so, he completely got himself out position. That's what a forward should do. Keep your eyes on the footy when the defender is not sure whether to go at the footy or the body.
That is a sinking feeling when you go back and miss. Hahn comes in and restores the leading order.
allow that for a half, let alone you know, a quarter and a half. So the Bulldogs have done well. They've been able to get through that midfield pressure, and they've been able to get it inside their 50 to give them opportunities to score.
Montagna with a clearance taken by Eddie. Fumble from Ball. You can tell from the crowd's roar they're getting a little nervous. Lunging at that football down there was Dawson, so he's on the forward line. Lake's over the football. Hudson fed it away. Cooney, Johnson to midfield. Gaping hole up ahead. If Ward can track it, he does. Cuts back to the middle, spots a man loose. That's terrific. Welsh. Hard again.
It's great ball use, isn't it? You know, it's not a straight line to the goals. It's zigzagging your way through.
Well, has Brendan Goddard a defender at halfback, or is he an attacker? Because I think he has been able to play as an attacker throughout the year.
Yeah.
And he's played a lot of midfield as well. But on that occasion, and the last couple of times it's gone in, he's been a defender, unable to do the job.
He's done it again. He's repeated the dose. 4-6-2-3. What a great sight it is. But not that scoreboard for fans of the Saints. In trouble at the moment. King knocks it down. Cooney steals it. Well, Jones picked his pocket. Comes away with the footy. Goes back to Hayes. Terrific by Lenny Hayes. Running down towards half forward. Drives it along to full forward. From behind Lake. Realised there was a spare man for the Saints behind the pack. Had to punch it forward. Dawson, a strong tackle, got Cooney down.
Tackle, no chance. Great
the umpire.
No chance.
And I think the Bulldogs have decided to attack this St.Kilda bench. They played 7 forwards then to make sure that St.Kilda can't get that spare man back.
Boyd went to ground. Hayes again. Tried to lift his team. And that will lift Murray.
7 on 7, so they're not going to get that extra man back and allow that to happen, the Bulldogs.
Get another bounce here.
Held in there, held in there. Thanks, Luke.
Saw the Geelong coaching staff looking on. They'd be very keen to see this contest go right down to the wire and physically test both teams.
Knock it out,
Maybe beyond the wire. Extra time. Dulcano. Cooney. Can things go beyond the wire? Johnson, Cooney, short one.
Just in case, of course.
Gilby. Well, went very close to Ball. A centering kick. Saints have got the numbers. Ward looking for a free. Ray, King, desperate trouble. Graham, down he goes. And that ball is not coming out because we can just see a chunk of it. That is the full brother to a free kick.
Happy to see that let go in the final. Got to earn them.
Cowboy Needle. You're being facetious. Hayes to the outer side. I hope you are. Harbrow. Johnson. Over the top. Gilby. Margin 9 points. Griffin is running. Well, Murphy did well. Backed off. Didn't bring his man to Griffin.
Hey, Stephen.
Griffin. Hargrave. Harbrow. A lot of territory for Riewoldt
This is where they're going to be patient. They'll hold on to the footy here. They know they don't want to drive it in long to the forward 50, although Johnson eventually did.
How is that for...
That's not the plan.
How is that for reflexes, though? Jono just got it on the way through. One of those drive-by gathers. Down goes Boyd. Is he holding the football? No.
One of the things that has happened, St Kilda decided that Morris, maybe his height's better with Riewoldt a bit forward, but Kosicki's getting dragged upfield, and Lake is killing him up there. Lake keeps rebounding off the slower Kosicki.
Del Santo, third man up, slaps it wide, chance for Jones. Did well. Ray comes back to Graham. Plenty of time. Graham goes with a high ball. Kosicki over the top again. Lake timed his run to perfection. Left his man, knocked it out of bounds. Tim Watson.
Well, Riewoldt's actually pushed deeper now. He's playing out a full forward because he's come up the ground, but he may be in a little bit of pain, Riewoldt, too. One of the trainers took a couple of tablets out to him. He swallowed those. The doctor came out to him, had a word to him. So he's obviously under a little bit of pressure at the moment with that knee.
Well, St Kilda one knee away from disaster.
Mine, Shane, mine.
Hargrave to Eagleton.
Mine there, Luke.
Cross is just on the ground, but Montagna picks him up coming through the interchange gates. A welcoming committee. Hargrave backs off. Harbrow. That was clever. He really assessed it. Boyd. Cross. Callan. Callan surrounded. Boyd. Now Higgins just came through the interchange gates. He didn't spot him. Good mark by Murphy. Woo! Like that.
The mark stand.
Callan. Harbrow. Now he spotted it's open ahead, so he'll run it. He can go wide to the outer side. Ward has it. Sends it inside the forward 50. Blake gets back, knocks it down in front, put a little too much mustard on it, gave the Bulldogs a chance. Schneider goes back to Dawson, hand passes to Graham, trying to find a way through, confused himself, lost the football, slotted off the ground by Cooney. Welsh goes to ground, the hand pass taken though by Griffin, kicks to space. Higgins just on the ground and fresh, has got the football, comes back to Murphy, lays it off to Higgins outside the 50. He went for the long target, Hargrave, who spots Cross. Now Cross has got the football, but we've said numerous times he is not the best kick in the competition.
He's going back as if he's going to have a shot, but what he's going back
he's looking for someone to give it to
give a handball.
It's one of those ruses. Eagleton from 60 metres out. It's going. It's going. I think it's touched on the line. How many people?
That's exactly where a ruckman should be.
Ooh. Whoa! Behind the line.
It needs to be over. Behind the fat bit too, Dan.
The line's actually now behind the padding too.
Is it?
Yeah. Let's put on weight, that line. There's got a... Just keeps getting fatter and fatter to stay with the fat bit.
You coming out.
Fisher. Jones. Fisher. He's looked a little uncertain tonight, Fisher.
Still mine.
Dawson. Blake. Half-time can't come soon enough. That wasn't a good kick from Goddard. Chopped off by Hahn, a star in this term. Boyd feeds it back. Welch has got it. Sets it up inside the forward 50. Clark.
What the Bulldogs forwards have done very well is actually make the St Kilda's defend.
Yeah.
Defenders defend. We spoke that about Goddard with Hahn, but that small forward line structure has been criticised at times for not having that tall target, but the benefit that it does have is that players like Murphy are leading up. We've seen that Gene Syracuse get dangerous, Hahn get dangerous, Higgins. It forces the St Kilda defenders to actually play on a man.
Fisher under pressure, close to the boundary line, some holding. Gardner gets the free.
I think down there, all the St Kilda defenders are doing okay one-on-one in the genuine contest.
Graham, who can kick it a long way. Milne will need to go. Over the top, pick and did brilliantly. Outside the 50, Gilbert, wonderful tackle by Higgins. Gilbert goes again. Higgins found the football. Cooney in trouble, confronted by Jones. Higgins slides in, picked up by Jones. Gave it to Ray, taken by Clark. Hayes once more. Hayes, can he kick his second? Just misses. Lenny Hayes. Well, he touched the post with that kick. I would imagine only Keith Richard would be more durable. He's a wonderful player. And this is his sort of game.
St Kilda just can't get Milne or Schneider into the game at this point in time. They're ground level players, but they're hanging in there. 28 inside 50s for 4 goals. They've done a really good job, St Kilda, to keep the Bulldogs to only that 4.
Minson, Cowan, oops, Gardner. Well, he knees it across the line, above the knee, says the umpire. It's a game of centimetres.
The Bulldogs have been able to do this. Cooney started to come into the game a little bit, 10 touches, but Clinton Jones hasn't done a bad job on him.
Hayes doing everything. Oh, wonderful smother in there. Eventually, though, weight of numbers tells the story for the Saints. The high ball towards full forward. Riewoldt sets himself in front. Hargrave. Another bounce.
That's a win, keeping it in sometimes. You don't mark it in the forward line. At least if you can draw a stoppage. Let's see if St Kilda can make something of this.
Gardner. Harbrow been very good back there to Lake. Now Cooney. Johnson trying to create on the wing, but he's being checked. High ball comes in his direction anyway. He's holding on. Lake gets the free.
Very good having that Harbrow and picking those small defenders for the Bulldogs.
Oh, dangerous kick intended for Graham. Gilby needed to fist it down towards half forward. Didn't succeed. Montagna works a little 1-2 with Rav Clark. Kicks towards half forward. Harbrow knocks it down. Tap forward there by Goddard. Harbrow comes again though. Nobody up ahead. Eagleton runs inside the forward 50. Coming across to him, Dawson. Goes looking for Johnson. Arriving first is Ray. Taken down by Johnson.
You could have just imagined Eagleton keeping going on his left foot to the boundary line. He kicks them all the time.
The bounce of the ball ended up playing a factor in that, because if it had sat up for him, he definitely would have had more of a look and had a shot. It just kept running away, and he felt like he was under more pressure than he was.
Fend off to the face, fend off. Free kick, fend off to the face.
Goes against Goddard. Just saw Hayes moments ago. Interchanged. 14 possessions. Most of them hard fought, as you'd expect. Lake.
Fine there, Lee. Hold it
Griffin.
there.
All the Saints are back.
Seen the Bulldogs have controlled the tempo, and they haven't minded going sideways or backwards at times. They've gone inside 50 29 times, so it's not as if they haven't gone forward effectively.
Johnson battles. Blake is within. Ball goes out of bounds.
That's 30 inside 50s against
Looks like you're holding
a St Kilda side that
pick a free out of it.
I think
40's been their average
40
for the whole game. 40 against.
Story is though they lead by just 9 points. Ward pushed to ground. Goddard, Ray, Dawson, ball. Gardner set ball
Free
up.
kick high.
He's got a free kick.
We do speak about that with low-scoring games, isn't it? That's what a low-scoring game keeps the side that's down in the hunt right to the end.
Luke Ball, his 7th possession, drives it up towards the wing. More holding.
Michael Gardner, free kick hold. Will, there, mate.
Gardner, star of that meeting in round 17, played well and then capped it off with a wonderful towering mark in the dying seconds. Getting a few kicks now as well. Kicks beyond the wing. Riewoldt again nudges his opponent out. He's called a push. Riewoldt pleads his case. Nothing doing. Hands in the back. Morris to Johnson. 22 plays 31. Less than 2 minutes to half-time. Boyd. Riewoldt a half chance. Does well. Ball taken down. In the back. It'll come back to ball, no advantage.
Put a roll in, mate.
I think the umpires have done a good job tonight. Don't look at me like that.
Leave it on, matey. Play on.
Ball.
That's you.
Kicks inside the forward 50. Oh, towering mark down there. Speaking of them, we mentioned Gardner moments ago. That's Kozetzky. That's a big piece of humanity.
They're going to have to take plenty of these because they're really going into their forward 50 very slowly. A lot of the times they just kicked it up in there. Well, they got the height, certainly. with Riewoldt and Kazitsky, and he's much better when he's playing deep, because if he actually does get a jump at the footy, then it's a set shot goal.
Well, how huge is this kick? If he gets it, it's back to 3 points. Rodney Eade, always so animated. Here's Kazitsky. He misses.
Sneaking suspicion that Rodney Eade wasn't happy with Brian Lake. And I think there was something about Brian in there, and he did drop on him, and he did allow Kazitsky to run up the field and wasn't there to fly with him. Left it to Scott Welsh to do that, and decided that he was going to stay in the space behind.
It's a real love-hate relationship between that pair. The ball's out of bounds.
It's like when you decide to mark it as Brian Lake does, you take it 19 out of 20 on the one where you don't. What you do that for?
Exactly. So we're down to 32 seconds. Boundary throw in just outside the 50. Saints attacking. Hudson directs it down into the path of Cooney. Jones, though, arrived quickly. Schneider taken high. And virtually, this is how the first quarter ended, with a kick deep in the pocket.
Well, if the Saints were able to get one here, they'll go in to half-time with a great deal of confidence, knowing that they've taken the Western Bulldogs' best shot and they're not actually that far away.
This is no easy kick for a left footer. And he's a pronounced left footer. He works the ball from left to right. So he's got to give away the goals. Montagna goes down. He starts it towards the behinds. It's still going right. Big leap down there, Kazitsky. Off hands and through for a minor score. 7 points the difference.
Brian Lake definitely flew with Kazitsky then and ended up collecting the point post, but you can see the difference a big body in the air with you makes in those situations.
Gilby to himself. 12 seconds to go. King plays on. Not sure about that. And the umpire pays the mark. Eagleton diving to his left. Took it timely. Siren sounds, half-time. What an enthralling game of football. The first preliminary final. The Western Bulldogs, who led by 15 at quarter time, lead by 7 at half-time. Bulldogs 4-7. Saints 3-6. This is finals football. Rooms with a lot to do, St Kilda at the present time. Let's talk about perhaps the pivotal duel in this game, gentlemen. Riewoldt against Dale Morris. How have you seen it?
Oh, well, I think Morris has been obviously pre-game plan, take the front position. And he's taken the front position every time. Every now and again, maybe twice, Riewoldt's reached over the top. But if you keep playing in front, that is the percentage position. So it takes a lot of courage to do it, because you can't quite see where your opponent is a lot of the time.
But you're relying on your midfield to put the pressure on the opposition, aren't you? And that's exactly what the Western Bulldogs half-forwards and midfield have been able to do. They haven't allowed a St Kilda midfield to dominate, to buffer that pressure and to get it forward inside 50 on their terms, and that has allowed Morris to play it in front. And it really, apart from a couple of times when it has gone over the top, Riewoldt hasn't been able to take marks.
Bucks, what is the message then coming from Ross Lyon at the present time, do you think?
Well, he said before the game that he wanted St Kilda to play 4 quarters of their football. Now, they're not that far out of it, so I think they need to stick to their structures. They probably tempo it a lot from defence. They need to probably take a few more risks, actually spread the Bulldogs' defence a little bit to try and get some of their midfielders out in the open and try and get some clean ball into their forward line.
Simple sentence. Persevere, don't panic. That's the St Kilda challenge.
Let's talk about contested ball. Who's winning this battle?
Oh, Western Bulldogs been all over it. They've been absolutely fantastic, and the main reason has been they've been prepared to go one-on-one through the midfield. They've been prepared to take the pressure to the Saints through the middle of the field, rather than allowing them to get inside 50 and then trying to defend against their tall targets. Now, we will said probably the stronger bodies of St Kilda, and the contested possession has been a massive focus for them, but the Bulldogs have improved in this area immensely in the last couple of years. I think they're 6th in contested possessions. They're number 2 or 3 in tackles, so they've been able to do that throughout this season, and they've been very good in that area in the first half.
So right now, the Bulldogs living their dream. They led by 15 points at quarter time. It's currently 7.
Yeah, at times we miss some goals we should take, but it's just to keep up, the good work we've got at the moment.
Confidence you've got the legs to really run this second half out?
Oh, yeah, I think we've proved all year we've got a good fitness base and the players got confidence in that, so that shouldn't be a problem.
Exciting second half. Good
Thanks,
luck.
mate.
Just to put your mind at ease, the players didn't come back inside. That was recorded a short time ago. Could have Rocket to give us his time. Rodney Eade on the big stage tonight.
Free kick!
Riewoldt's gone down.
Contact!
Geez, that hurts. It was late.
Justin! Nick's got the footy. Nick's got the footy. They're having a contact. They're having a contact.
I hope Rodney Eade's still back in the room.
Siren's gone.
Yes.
Shane, the siren has gone.
Well, wasn't he
So you can have a
rattling
kick,
the cage?
Let me sort this out, Dale. Let me sort. We're certainly not a dive, mate. Certainly not a dive.
It's that just clarification about a month ago that that kind of contact would be free kick.
Riewoldt then. First kick of the second half is a goal to the Saints skipper. Well, I think the anagram for the Bulldogs fullback is brain leak, and he just had one. Oh dear.
Well, this is going to test the Bulldogs' mental state, isn't it? They've really got to keep coming.
Hayes digs it out of the middle, kicks inside the forward 50, and the danger now is that you've uncorked the genie. Riewoldt's got a goal. Cross over the football Callan, reefed in by Milne, who takes a roll, and the umpire will ball it up.
So it doesn't matter that the Bulldogs have had a really good first half. Scores are level. Game is stable.
But to be honest, even without that goal, it wasn't going to matter. They need to play a really good second half of footy. Nothing changes.
Why upset Riewoldt, though? He's in a bit of a funk. Let him go. Cooney, the old werewolf syndrome again. We've discussed it many times. Gardner tackled front on, taken down, held to it.
Let go.
Come on, Dan. There wasn't a lot in it. They're just trying to exert the physical pressure. But as he said, as Lee said, he took matters out of his control and left it in the umpires, but up for grabs here, and the game as well. And these next couple of contests really tell the tale for both sides.
The Bucks, would you touch him, mate? Think back to that round 22 clash we saw here when Melbourne almost played him back into the game.
No, why would a defender touch a forward?
Well, he's having a bad night. Don't make him angry. Hit him later. 60 metres out. Morris and Riewoldt. As we said at halftime, Morris, who's won the battle so far. Jones slides in. Del Santo stumbles forward. Hayes so clever. Kicks towards the 50. Backing off down there. Morris almost the mark. Knocked away by Riewoldt. Gives it across to Schneider. Schneider across the body. Callan ghosts in front of the pack. Great courage. Knocks it out of bounds.
You see there on that occasion, Morris was actually behind because he read the ball quite well, and Riewoldt was able to spoil Morris from taking the mark, but Shoe was on the other foot.
Point the difference. Riewoldt cleverly tapped it down, just missed Milne. Cooney, Morris arching the back, sliding through there is Griffin, puts it out of bounds on the full. Fisher, Blake. Baker is on for the short one. Inside the centre square, Gardner starts to move. So to Kazitsky. Kazitsky comes hard. Half-volleyed it. Goes after it. Rolls up, clutching the football.
Hit the ground, hit the ground.
Umpire, I think, got it right.
Pretty close, I reckon.
The one thing about St Kilda, they can at least have a crack at driving it long and deep because they've got good height in there, Kazitsky and Riewoldt. But the Bulldogs, they have to be really precise going into their forward 50.
Hudson.
Comfortable with your call down?
I think so. Goddard, Griffin. Mind you, I'm prepared to be uncomfortable. Are you comfortable?
Looked like he had a bit of hand under that.
Okay, Tim.
Yeah, just keep your eye on Lenny Hayes. Spent the last 6 minutes of that second quarter on the bench having his ankle attended to. He's still limping. He's a brave player, Lenny, but he is playing under some duress at the moment.
Thinks he's a ruckman. He's up for it again there. Jones. Gardner. Now, that's tricky. He was like Manuel Waiter there, just holding it up as if he was delivering service. And should have been pinged for holding the ball.
He could have been, but I like the chair giving the ball play, the bloke first the ball. I mean, that probably was holding the ball. But let's err on the side of protecting the first play of the footy.
Yes. Manuel Waiter. Hayes. Boyd, that could have been holding the ball too. Down he went. Del Santo showed a lot of courage. So to Ward.
Oh, it's tough in there.
Offside.
Knee, Lenny Hayes, free kick Bulldogs. Knee in the pack, free kick.
This will be the Bulldogs' second kick for the quarter if Callan gets it. 5 minutes of play. They just haven't had the ball in their hands at all.
That was against Hayes for something after the whistle. Just lowering the knee. Hargrave. As the Bulldogs take a collective deep breath. Callan. Harbrow, so much of the football in the first half. Now he's away on his right boot. He needs to straighten a little bit or go wide here. The alternatives aren't great. As a result, some indecision. Now he's straightening. Kicks it long, too long.
Bit of fatigue there.
Gilbert.
Good chase by Milne to cause that.
Schneider. Clark. Got his best move. In trouble holding the ball. It was spinning into the arms of Cross. Watch this again. Cooney. Hargrave. Out of bounds on the foot.
Well, I don't think you're going to say this is the offensive exhibition of the skills of Australian footy. This is just a hard contest in every goal.
Touched off the
right. Yeah, no. The players give them a chance. Give them a chance. Touched.
That's terrific umpiring. In as much as they're letting the players come back to where the ball is because they thought it was out of bounds on the full. So they took a little extra time in what is a frenetic game of football. Around the boundary goes Cooney. Johnson stayed on his feet. Graham arrived quickly. Blake has got it. Appeared to throw it. Ball's out of bounds.
Yeah, it just seems
tackling pressure isn't fantastic.
The sides are 4 goals each. As we see the touch ball of Hargrave's boot, Snyder's hand, but it just seems that if either side gets the 10 goals, that's going to be enough to win it.
Montagna in the grasp. Pickin back towards full forward. Johnson with the run in from the side, completely misjudged it. Well done, Ref Clark. Terrific. Juggled the mark. Just pops it across to Goddard. Opposite pocket, Baker. Breaking for him is Hayes. Goes short initially, Montagna. Hayes is behind him, but the moment has passed. He comes back towards the corridor. Del Santo. Del Santo across half back there. 30 plays 31. Dogs haven't scored so far in this third term. Hayes vacated that position, runs back to it, takes the mark. Tim says, don't be surprised if he's hurting with one of those ankles. Kicks it up towards the wing. In front, Morris. Riewoldt grabbed by the leg. Advantage is paid. Del Santo's away. Storms around the outer side. Goes to Kazitsky. Doubling back is Eddie. Will he go to Eddie? Eddie is in the square. Kazitsky not going to him. Amazing. Centering kick. Fisher. I don't know about you, but if I were Eddie, my self-esteem would be down around my socks.
He looked like he was totally on from the elevated view that we were in, but Kazitsky just didn't see him.
He's probably one of the few Saints players that doesn't wheel and go. A lot of them would wheel and go from that position, but Eddie was a bit unlucky that the ball was in Kazitsky's hands.
So Fisher, that's a telling kick. Just tapering away, but it's good enough. They're in front. We've played for about 68 minutes. The Dogs have led for 63 of them. They trail now. Their biggest lead was 16 points early in the second term. Now it's the Saints by 5. Crisis time for the Dogs. They've got to find something here. Minson, brute force. Wonderful balance, Del Santo. Goddard comes away. This could be a skipper's mark.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Those centre bounce clearances, if you can get a clear run out of the centre circle, it makes it very hard for defenders, particularly defenders who are trying to play in front. Great play by Del Santo. Good long kick by Goddard. And Morris just couldn't quite reposition himself.
Del Santo was loose and had a quadrant to himself, you can see there.
Yeah.
Strange positioning by Griffin, but then Del Santo had to still go and get the ball, but he was actually loose in space. You don't see that often.
Huge kick, this one, and he's got it. Riewoldt, second goal of the term. Good things generally happen when three All-Australians go one after the other. Del Santo, Goddard, Riewoldt. 3 of their 5 in that goal. 42-31. It's happened quickly. Del Santo again. Callan should mark it. Does.
Got some good touches, Del Santo, hasn't he, in this first part of the third quarter? He's really attacked it hard.
Sliding in Welsh. John Siracusa sets it up. He's been held Higgins. 2-on-1. Clark did his job. Mark taken brilliantly in front there, showing the judgment. Fisher and the poise.
Well, the first part of that attack, Callan, the kick to Welsh, was what the Bulldogs are doing the first half, but Gene Syracuse's kick inside 50 wasn't what we saw. We've actually seen them trying to pinpoint up on the people in the lead. That was the first time they'd gone long to a numbers disadvantage inside their 50.
So many subplots in this one as Riewoldt flies again. Del Santo taken down, couldn't get his left arm free.
But that's been the Bulldogs' problem all night. Even when they were dominating the game, they had no one who looked like winning a contest. Hahn got a couple on Goddard, but Goddard didn't stay in that position too long.
Hayes again, third man up, part of the strategy. Ward is bundled out of bounds.
Well, that's a first. Hasn't had too many holding the balls tonight.
Make an attempt.
Razor Ray was there straddling the line. Milne towards half forward. Through a lot of hands. Running out of space. John Siracusa takes it across the line. In the last 30 minutes, talking about subplots, St Kilda 4-3. Western Bulldogs a solitary behind. Old Mo is suddenly wearing red, white and black. Boundary throw in from the side, doing well there. Flicking it forward was Boyd. John Siracusa, Cooney, that was a clever hand pass. Ward's away, wants his left side, all Callan. Callan's got the football, vacant goal square. He goes for it. Fisher tracks it back and gets it 2 metres out.
Fisher's been able to get loose on occasion. He may well be playing on Welsh, I think. And he's been able to drop back into that spot and get in a dangerous space for the Saints twice in the last 2 inside 50s.
Goddard hiding amongst the gulls out there. Has got the football. Hayes been terrific. Goes to half forward. Riewoldt. His confidence on the rise. Ray 60 metres out. Milne running back. Trying to fend. Milne out of mid-air. It goes down towards full forward. Cooney is back, confronted. Slips it away. Morris. Lake. Harbrow. Short one. Very short. Patermark. Griffin. Running up towards half-back. They need something to happen. Harbrow got it from Ward. Poor kick. Floats up towards the wing. Dogs need it to go out. Didn't go out. Fisher. Milne. Nobody on the mark. Clark. They're starting to flounder now, the Dogs. Full-chested Kazitsky. 60 metres out. The danger is back near the square. Riewoldt wants a man alongside to lead. He's up the run, checked off the football. Loose at the back. Gilby throws it on the boot. It's coming back, though, on the outer side. Well done by Blake. Gilbert, he's a long kick, Gilbert. Spots Riewoldt once more. Riewoldt almost. Blake falls in front. Chance now for John Siracusa. Gave it back. Harbrow, well, too clever by half. Eddie ricochets across towards Del Santo. Down goes Clark. Clark a hand pass to King. They feed it back. Fisher, Jones, 75 metres out Jones. They've got him surrounded, but ample time to give it to King over Eddie's head. That hurt. Forcing his way through Ward to Higgins. Flicks it over the top. Down goes Welsh. Guess who got him? Too high.
Be very careful. It's his free kick. Be very careful.
Oh.
You just got him high, matey.
The very careful was for what happened after all of that. Hayes just getting an arm slide on the tackle. Gardner a fingertipper. Missed it. Well, that's an interesting play by Dawson into the back of Gilbert. Hahn has kicked a couple. Goes across to Johnson, getting in behind the defence. Well, Ackermanis didn't see the footy because it didn't get down there. Down went Blake. McWalter went to ground. Johnson gets it back. Over the ball, Fisher. Johnson tries to slap it to cross. In goes Nick Riewoldt. Virtually like a rugby scrum.
That's the problem if you run forward of the footy. You depend on your teammates getting it. Otherwise, you're completely out of the play.
8 possessions for Ackermanis. Cross, quick hands, Cooney. Missed a target, Harbrow with courage. Gilby smothered. Ricochets to Cooney. Clever hand pass to Callan. Back it comes to Gilby. He of the long kick. Johnson has to wait. Johnson from behind. In from the side. Zach Dawson.
Great mark under pressure there. The Saints have been able to manufacture that spare defender nearly every time the Bulldogs have gone inside 50 this quarter. The main reason being they've been able to put more pressure on the Bulldogs players coming through the midfield. The Bulldogs haven't controlled the ball as much. They haven't been as precise. The game is probably on the Saints' terms now. Well, not probably, it definitely is.
Gardner split the pack. Couple of them slow to get up. Griffin finds Johnson. So Brad Johnson deep in the pocket, runs around, snaps it, goal. Well, captain.
Body on the line, and when there's a chance to clash bodies, he's going to do it.
Oh, terrific. Down it comes to Hayes, out of the middle. Gardner did brilliantly. Kick inside the forward 50. Harbrow goes back. Strong tackle. Kozetzky got him down, sliding across the line. Goes Schneider. Let's go down to Tim Watson.
Acker before he's had just 8 touches tonight, hasn't had any influence whatsoever on this game. It's now set up. It's a close, tight game. The Bulldogs really need some Acker magic.
Get a report on Raph Clark in a moment. Coming away is Boyd. Chips it along the line. Well done by Blake. Thumps it out of bounds.
You just get the impression, too, that the really big ruckman, Gardner and King, are just starting to get the hands of the ball more often than Hudson and Minson. They've got the height. They're bigger. They've got to be good in the ruck contest because they're not doing much else around the ground.
Gardner knocks it down. Baker. They fall on him. David.
Bit of friendly fodder with Michael Gardner and Raph Clark. He's jarred his right knee. They're just going to do a little bit of work on him. He should be okay to come back on.
Very fire, eh? Well, that's very quaint. It's like getting run over by an ambulance. Hayes slips it away. In trouble, ball. Montagna falls over. Ball comes again.
On again.
At this stop, yeah, Sam Fisher's been able to set up as a loose man. Jared Harbrow's the Bulldogs' loose man. He's created so much run. Both teams had loose men in the first half, but the Bulldogs were able to use it better.
Off the ground by Jones. Off the ground by Pickham.
I think that's more the situation, isn't it? When there's a massive body the stoppages, you've got to get the numbers right, and if you can get back and make a 4th defender onto 3 opposition forwards, that's a pretty good number.
It's a classical defensive battle at the moment. Wide of the pack, Griffin tries to hack his way through, goes looking for Pickham, out of bounds.
Boyd taking a while to pick himself up, tried to go 3rd man up at that contest and got smashed.
42-37. Gardner beaten by Hudson. Jones, Montagna, ball had to wait. Down he goes. Jones off the deck. Not his best effort. Taken by Higgins. He's got support. Hargrave. That's a clever kick if it comes off. Dumb kick if it doesn't. Down goes Kozetzky. Over the top. Hargrave went to ground. In goes Milne. Comes back to Higgins. Chance to make amends. They're out of trouble. Boy, they held their collective breath then, I think, the Bulldog supporters. This is Gilby. Gilby. Oh.
Great play. You come back in the middle and you move it. Now all of a sudden.
Hayes gave it across to Del Santo, kicks down towards the pocket. Did you see the look there on Rodney Eade? Well done by Morris. But the pressure is such players are going to make mistakes. It's a question of limiting those mistakes. Higgins along the boundary line. Murphy.
Great lead by Murphy. That was a 40-metre lead. He blew off Sam Gilbert. Jason Graham unable to switch over to him quick enough, but that just broke the play up.
Murphy drives it around his side, hangs a long time in the air. Gardner, up he goes, spilled it. Gilbert heard a voice, good enough, Goddard breaks away, runs up to the wing, kicks to half forward. Dogs need to hold. Blake got a fist on it. Down behind, he loves this shot. He pulls it back across his body. It's floating. Takes a bounce. Favours the Dogs. So Riewoldt's kick didn't have the distance. Kearney a little 1-2 there with Lake. Now Harbrow in the defensive goal square. It's 2-on-1 here. Peckin plays on immediately, although the hand not so flash. Morris looks tired, goes to Boyd, feeds it back to Hargrave, runs up towards midfield. There's going to be a free kick. Advantage is paid. Dogs got the free. Griffin takes the kick inside the forward 50. Oh, terrific mark at the back there by Dawson.
That contest was won before the ball was within 15-20 metres. The body of Dawson on Minson early gave him the advantage of where the ball was going to land. Fantastic body-to-body contest.
I remember saying Minson started well. Well, really cited since the opening 15 minutes. McWalter. Under 5 minutes till three-quarter time. Short one. Jones. You can see some running repairs there. Jones, hard against the boundary line, kicks inside the forward 50. Hargrave gets back, wants to lure Riewoldt to him. Riewoldt wasn't buying it. Cross has got it. Hargrave once more. Hargrave sees Hudson but goes shorter. The mark is taken by Griffin. Griffin coming up for his 23rd possession. Has been good, but he's missed a couple of chances. Drives it around the boundary. Ackermanis from the side, hands to it, couldn't complete the mark. It falls to Gilby. Gilby drives to Minson, who's one out. Over the top, Dawson hit the ground hard. Johnson hit the ball hard, taken down, well done by Graham. Pushed across the line by Blake. Tim?
Lenny Hayes just having a spell. He's been outstanding in this quarter. Had 7 possessions, 2 clearances, 3 inside 50s. Daniel Cross has stayed out there on the ground. He's been going head-to-head with Hayes. He's just going to have to tighten up on him, though, when Hayes comes back out onto the ground.
Free kick, Minson.
It's hard work if your direct matchup comes off the field for a spell, as Hayes is, and Cross has to see it out when Hayes comes back after this spell.
Murphy edged under the football. John Siracusa.
Geez, Dawson's been fantastic in this quarter.
Haven't they been strong in the air? Fisher, Dawson, Gilbert, whenever the ball anywhere in the air in that back 50, they're in control.
Dawson has just been great, as you said, Bucks, in the last 15 minutes or so, playing out of his head. Imbued with the spirit, perhaps, of Maxie Hudson, bouncing it down towards full forward Hudson, not to be confused with the other. We'll have a ball up. Wow, they're tired players, and there's a long way to go. Who knows? We could go to extra time.
Weekoff's got to come into vogue. We know that the Bulldogs are fast finishers and strong finishers, as Rodney Eade suggested.
Gilby's kick. Lake at the back, landed on his face. He stumbles to his feet. Meantime,
I would have thought that he had an opportunity to handball that out.
Hey, Brendan. It's Brendan. Go on, fellas.
Baker, well, he didn't take it cleanly, but he could have. You were quite right. He could have hand passed.
He looked to and didn't. That's an opportunity.
Yeah.
And a prior one.
Got all the bases covered, Bucks.
He's thinking like a coach already, Dennis. He's thinking of tackling pressure, getting players to tackle.
Aren't we going to miss you?
So new.
Aren't we going to miss you? Wide of the pack. Griffin, characteristic pace, smothered by Jones. Blake on his knees. This is unrelenting now.
It is fantastic. But that principle, I think we have to protect the guy for the ball, because the tackling pressure is so good in footy. The energy and the tackling technique is so good. You've got to give the bloke first the ball a little bit more leniency than we have recently.
Some people might say, yeah, but it's Stephen Baker. Boyd kicks it towards the pocket. Murphy. John Siracusa, that was clever. A goal here for the lead. Bulldogs in front.
Four from each side came off the ground then. They are very, very tired young men.
John Siracusa's first goal in his last 5 finals, that one. What a beauty, what a timely one. Under 2.5 minutes to three-quarter time. King decisively goes again. Stolen away by Peckin. King falls on top of the football.
Right footy. Thank you. Thanks, Stephen. Thanks, Stephen.
That's a celebration.
Isn't that a nice feeling?
even better in 30 minutes if they get it.
Yeah. Hahn, cross, Callan, what was he doing? Ducked his head. As a result, Del Santo's got it. This side trailing by a point, goes inside the forward 50. Schneider, loose ball, a bit of a fumble, Schneider. And the moment was lost. Just flips it away to Higgins. Feigns a hand pass to Harbrow. Takes something off the kick intended for Eagleton. Thumped away by Montagna.
He's become a wonderful young defender, Harbrow. Got plenty of surge on the way out. Defends well. Emerged magnificently this last 12 months in that spot.
22 possessions for Jared Harbrow. Right on three-quarter time. McWalter tackled by Callan. And just imagine the tension in that St Kilda huddle at three-quarter time. Their whole season will stand for naught if they lose from here. Some would say great incentive. Ruckman lock up. Minson defiantly smashes it. It goes 20 metres.
I think what it does emphasise is this feeling that we had that as the season got towards August, that the sides below the top two, but below St Kilda and Geelong, were closing the gap, and this game is proving exactly that.
They haven't won a premiership since 1954, and this game tells you why. It's hard just to get there. Here's Johnson, tackled by out of bounds.
It's going to be the same for the Western Bulldogs, though, as you can see. The Western Bulldogs players getting worked on. Some may say that that sort of is a sign of fatigue, but I reckon that's the players trying to get the nth degree. They know they're in this match, and they want to make sure that when it's their turn to go in the last quarter, that they've got the legs. It's just simply one of those things you need to do to be able to get the right result. But when the Bulldogs go in at three-quarter time, they're in exactly the same situation. They want to take advantage of this opportunity, and they've got plenty to lose as well.
Right, I'm chasing. There's the bounce. Minson knocks it down. We're not going to miss you. We'll have a bounce on the wing. Montagna.
Shane, Daniel Cross and Lenny Hayes here. Thank you. Eyes up, don't grab.
Only
don't
14
grab.
possessions for Lee Montagna. Got out high. Boyd. Ripping hand pass. John Siracusa along the line. Murphy. Off hands out of bounds. Good result there for the Dogs. It's like a war of attrition around that outer side. They're just going out of bounds, out of bounds, out of bounds, advancing. If you like your footy down and dirty, this is the place for you. Boyd kicks it towards the pocket, and a mistake comes. That time, a Saint put it out of bounds on the full. Murphy, that's not a smile, it's a grimace. 60 metres out. Well, I thought he was running directly at the man on the mark. Doesn't matter. Comes back. Boyd's got it. High ball. This is where they break down. In from the side. Fisted away by King. Spills back to Eagleton. Eddie. Schneider. Another little fumble. Not 15. Dawson under pressure. Ray. Now fishes away. Down to 28 seconds and running. The clock, the enemy now of the Saints, comes out wide. Kozetzky, he doesn't know how much time there is. Kozetzky steps a would-be tackler. Riewoldt is the target, launches himself. Two Dogs arrived at the same time as the footy. Comes out to Milne. Oh, wonderful work by Goddard. Milne kicks the goal. 5. You talk about a timely goal. 6 seconds to go in the term. Remarkable. Hudson missed the footy. And this will be it. Three-quarter time. So far, we've achieved very little. St Kilda with a slender lead. 7-6, 6-7. Take a breath. This is finals footy.
Quarter, and you know, both sides have you know, worked really hard through the season, and it's now who stays disciplined. Whoever does the basics best will probably get over the line.
Ref Clark came off injured in that quarter. Will he be all right in this last quarter?
He's right.
Okay. Thanks for your time, Sauce. Now, Ox, you've had a look at both huddles at quarter time. It's been a hard absorbing game of football. What did you notice?
Oh, absolutely, Tim. Just looking at the Doggies, they were very, very controlled. Rockety didn't speak to them for the first 30 or 40 seconds of that. He waited, he looked at the board. Unlike the Saints huddle, they were very, very keen to talk to the players. Ross in particular. Oh, it's going to be a ripping finish to this match. Toughest, fittest side will get home.
Interesting, the first 5 seconds there, Robert Harvey, you wonder how he would be feeling. Obviously 21 seasons, and then it comes to this, but he played in a few prelims towards the end, unable to get to the big dance, but Saints with a very good opportunity now. But the first couple of seconds of that third quarter and the last couple of seconds of that third quarter, the free kick to Riewoldt and the goal to Milne really has the Saints in front, and it's amazing how time and space time and inches can make that little bit of difference.
We know St Kilda have had the week off, but at least the Bulldogs were able to pretty much cruise through the last 15 minutes last week. So maybe even Stevens going in.
30 minutes to a grand final for somebody. Well, we could go to that extra time, as we mentioned. Hudson, clean possession out of the middle towards half forward. Gilbert almost the mark. Not paid. Johnson goes in, flicks it behind. Heard the voice of Murphy. Murphy from 60. Bacon square, bounces awkwardly.
All clear.
St Kilda smothered a few of Western Bulldogs' kicks in the third quarter, and there was actually pressure on the front of Murphy then that caused him to drag that kick to the left. St Kilda have been able to really get in the face of the Bulldogs players and try and slow them down, unlike they were allowed to do, move the ball quickly in the first half.
He has 22 possessions now. Goddard manufactured that late goal up to the wing. Gardner helps the ball on its way. Riewoldt battles with Morris. Bounce for Harbrow, who slung across the boundary line.
And it looks like Griffin is trying to take on Goddard around that middle of the ground.
Hudson again. Del Santo read it off the hand, though. Tied up.
Del Santo's been fantastic. He's had 7 clearances for the Saints. Corey Jones is leading the Saints with 8 clearances. Matthew Boyd with 7, and Daniel Cross with 4 for the Western Bulldogs.
Play on.
Gardner into the path of Hayes, and again.
Trying to let it come free length. Arms.
One premiership apiece. The Bulldogs in 1954, the Saints in 1966. Between them, 98 years of futility.
Got a good straight line to the goal from this stoppage, the Saints.
Can you imagine Kanye West handling all of that futility and rejection? Free kick to Gardner, just forward of the wing. Drives it inside the forward 50, not his best effort. Kozetski, though, will be first back. Needs a clean take. He did that, but the hand pass wasn't good. Hargrave. Schneider threw his body in. Well done, Adam Schneider.
Right footy.
4 points the difference.
That straight line that St Kilda set up from the goal to the stoppages just gives us a chance to lead left or right.
The 2:15s. Gardner, Harbrow missed it, knocked on by Cross. Ackermanis stifled there by Nick Walter. Montagna hooks it down towards full forward. Riewoldt, well, he got his boot to it, Morris. Improvisation. He pulled a rabbit out of the hat. It seemed destined for Riewoldt's chest. It didn't get there. Boyd on the ground. Met solidly. Del Santo can't keep it in.
Just Matthew Boyd's effort there to actually take the ball in 2 hands in that contest. And here we see Dale Morris. He was pushed out of the contest. If he hadn't got that boot, would have gone straight into Nick Riewoldt's basket.
Amazing. Gardner. Boyd across the body. Bounces it up towards the wing. Baker taken down immediately. Del Santo tracks it across the line.
This is contest again.
All the numbers tend to be the defensive side for the Bulldogs. They've got really good space forward, although Fisher's dropping back as he does when he sees that happening.
Higgins quickly away. Ackermanis bounces one down towards half forward. Johnson playing the numbers game down there. Goes back and plays a wonderful tackle. How good was that, Jono? Against 2. Forced the error.
You're on the mark, Sam. You're on the mark, Sam.
That was terrific. Bounce from one to the other and has won the free kick. That could be a pivotal moment. Knocked away by Blake and out of bounds.
And that's a good result for the Bulldogs, because the Saints had got their numbers back. The Bulldogs, and they'd actually had position to prevent the Bulldogs going back and around also. They're at their strangling best the second half so far.
In from the side, Cross wins it. Straight to Goddard, though. Not his intention. Up to the wing, Morris. Milne.
Oh, great play.
Well done, Riewoldt. Smothers the kick of Hargrave.
You know, at the end of the game, there'll be contested possessions and uncontested. I don't think there's been an uncontested possession in this game. There's heat has been on. Every time you got the footy, if you got time and space, you probably don't think you have.
Hudson could have almost got a free there. Follows his own ball. Cooney, cross. Expansive hand pass. Welsh towards half forward. Good mark in front to Hahn. Plays on immediately. Releases Higgins to Griffin. Needs to beat Goddard. Runs to 50. Pulls it back. Johnson appears to be held down there. Doesn't matter. Takes the mark. Bounces to his feet. Dare I say it, like a cork in the ocean. Goes in and kicks a goal.
Key contests that actually get you over the line, and that may well be one of them.
After the bounce, Hayes emerges with a football, goes to half forward, springing to his feet down there. Schneider goes wide. Gardner needs a clean take here. Did well, got the arms free, knocked away by Ackermanis. Spills behind a cross, unaware of Mick Walter. Mick Walter slides after the football, goes to Jones. He shins it forward, stolen away by Welsh to Ackermanis. Dogs on the move, Dogs on the prowl. Griffin goes to the outer side, down towards half forward. It was a good decision. Went the distance. Johnson dragged down. He didn't get a boot to it. He got a sock to it. Fisher. Well, they've got the numbers back there. And eventually it finishes with Montagna after Blake had the presence of mind just to retreat. Montagna with Murphy caught between two, marking the middle. Clark's got it. You can see Murphy. And now running is Blake. He'll get the football. It's hard to run just to stop, but you've got to keep running to stop. Blake kicks down towards the attacking 50. Riewoldt. You can see him summoning the energy to try and leap, and he barely left the ground. Lake to Welsh. Testing every fibre at the moment. Murphy. Forward of half-back.
First half, the Bulldogs weren't getting caught kicking down the line like this. They were playing on and coming through the corridor, moving the ball quickly. Both fatigue and the St Kilda pressure has slowed them down, but they've been able to find a way forward. They've been able to score still and stay in this match.
Former champ, Scotty West. I think his old number 7's in pretty good hands. There he is lurking just off the pack, Higgins. Brad Johnson playing game number 349. 549 career goals now. Best effort against the Saints, 6. Interesting. Plays in the grand final, game number 350. That record of the longest serving player not to play in a grand final at the present time belongs to Paul Roos. 314 games before he finally got there.
He kicked the goal that got him back into the third quarter, kicked the goal that's got him in front, Johnson, and he's playing full forward. Gilbert's his defensive matchup. Wonder if that's the best one.
Well, cross on the ground, got it out. Picken just sweeps it forward. A decision to make down there for the man coming up. Well, Blake, and the ball goes out of bounds.
This is exactly how you want your finals played and won, isn't it? It's really searching test of both of these sides. The Saints have been very hard to knock over throughout the year. But they've got a legitimate opponent that has really put them to the sword tonight. So whoever wins tonight will deserve it.
Boyd had it, lost it, knocked forward by Eagleton. Cooney snaps. Jono's there. Oh, that was clever. Well done by Gilbert. Johnson directed it down goal side and his side, but Gilbert's long arm got in.
Contested possessions for the game, 123 to 97. So the Bulldogs ahead there have been able to dominate a St Kilda side that have rarely been top. This quarter alone, 20 to 8.
Bulldogs by 3. Del Santo outside the defensive 50. All Dogs. Picken. If only they could muster a goal here. 9 points would suddenly be something of a mountain. Fisher tried to mark, dangerous practice, fell in front. Hayes comes away. Kicks towards the wing. Callan went to ground. Almost a spectacular mark. Higgins arrives, lays it off. Taken by Morris, hard against the line. This one floating out. King short. Hayes, tired kick. It was touched off the boot. Punched away defiantly by Morris. Gets it out of bounds. David.
Saints will be desperate to get the ball in the forward line. They've gone tall. Dawson, Riewoldt, Gardner, Kaczynski's also down there, so they've gone very, very tall.
Boundary throw in beside the interchange gates. Minson, clean possession. Bit of camber on that one. Johnson, too slick for him from Ward. Picked up there nicely by Graham. Broadens things. That's a clever kick by Ball. Got some elevation, but as a result, hung a long time in the air. Hahn did brilliantly. Releases Cooney. He's got runners alongside and ahead. Goes to Cross, who stumbles, fell over, crawls after it, chopped off by Ball. Hand passes across towards Goddard. This is a chance now for the Saints. Montagna a little 1-2 with Graham. Goes to the outer side. Ralph Clark's got it. Needs a good decision here from the young man. Schneider takes the mark. Harbrow did well. Didn't overcommit. Short one now to Graham, who's run on. Riewoldt is free momentarily. Hudson gets back. So the longer it takes, the more Bulldogs get back now. Locked down at Leavenworth. Nowhere to go there for Graham, so he just went back. Kick inside the forward 50. Hahn hit the pack hard. Eddie fell over the pack. That sort of night. Eagleton claimed by McWalter. Callan takes it out.
Just the desperation of Stephen King here. Put enough pressure on Daniel Cross to affect that turnover in many ways. It's probably a fumble as much as anything, but that St Kilda pressure, and once again the time and the inches, that makes the massive difference in this game.
Cross only as far as Ray. Baker backs off, looks across the ground. Clark still seems to have plenty of energy. Ralph Clark, good hand pass to McWalter. Run down. Gilbert got him dead to rights. 3 points the difference.
Brian, stay behind him, yeah?
Gilby with a football.
Play on. Brian, don't go level, stay behind him.
Minson slaps it out. Harbrow coming off for a breather. Interesting time to do it. Hargrave comes back on with Milne. So it's man on man in the Saints forward half at the moment. Ward stolen away by Ball. Dragged down. Clark went to ground too easily. Griffin in the opposite direction to Ackermanis. Into the path of Jan Syracuse. Gilbert put the body in. Knocked out of there initially by Goddard. Found it again. Slippery hand pass towards Ray. Ackermanis a half chance. Griffin tackled by Baker. Got boot to Ball. Not 15. Fisher tackled by Johnson. Comes to Del Santo. Del Santo kicks it out wide. Now they've got to dig deep. Ward's in front. Closest support is the Bulldogs. Ward does well. Wrong-footed Milne. Sweeping hand pass inside. Cross comes back to Hargrave. Looks inside the forward 50, and that's a wasted kick. Out of bounds on the full. So often the case, movement attracts the football. That time it did. Not to the right place.
Half a quarter gone. Only one goal kick. You think another goal might win the game?
Helps to be in front, doesn't it?
Yeah. Ray, the high ball. Riewoldt came wheeling out of that pack. Cooney had it a long time. That's a good hand pass, though, all of 20 metres. Jan Syracuse to the best kick in the team, Gilby. Touched off the boot. Wide the mark. Nothing to get excited about. Touched and wide off the mark.
I don't think Sam Fisher was taking any chances about the touch call. He was desperate to get at it.
The call didn't come from the umpire. It would have been interesting if it would have been allowed.
Well, in this environment, you can't always rely on the call anyway. It might not be the umpire. Del Santo.
Don't have to worry about it.
Just let it go.
Saints have only gone forward twice inside their 50 this quarter. The Bulldogs have been able to play it in their half on the ball.
Tower mark, Riewoldt.
He reaches up, doesn't he? Great extension.
Looks across the ground. Ralph Clark will be the target. Yes, all or nothing. Gilby is coming back. Oh, wasn't it a good mark? All the ground men were Bulldogs. Gilby tried to get it on the deck, didn't succeed. Ralph Clark takes on harm. Oh, not a good kick though, Callan. Ackermanis is on. Callan turned his back, unforgivable. Still time. Ackermanis has got it. Eagleton wants it. Ackermanis decides to settle. Eagleton, gee, that was good running by Eagleton. Went to the middle, went back, zigzagging run, demanding the football. Kicks inside the forward 50. Higgins flew from behind, didn't touch the footy. Gilbert, close quarters. Fisher went down. Johnson smothered off the boot. Well played. Away comes Hayes. Got it from Blake. Wonderful stuff there by you-know-who. Mr. Reliable. Blake kicks inside the forward 50. Graham takes the mark.
Rodney Eade has put both Will Minson and Ben Hudson on the field. It's a roll of the dice because they might lose something in the Saints rebound, but they need a long target forward, as has been shown, because their offense is a bit slow. They've gone in long a few times. They need Minson or Hudson to stand up at the top of that goal square.
Dawson, a little 1-2 with Clark. Ralph Clark is their best running defender at the moment. He's still got legs. He'll get it back. He can run at them now. Up through midfield. Perhaps he hasn't got legs. Goes across to Hayes. Hayes clever. Went around Hahn. Goes to the outer side. Riewoldt covering so much ground. He's got it on the wing in front of the Great Southern Stand. First preliminary final. Dogs lead by 4 points.
They'd love a third big forward. Riewoldt's having to get upfield, actually, to get the ball through on the transition.
Oh, what a good mark, Del Santo.
It's been good.
The kick did him no favours.
He almost has to wait till Riewoldt runs 80 metres and is able to get on the end of this.
It's like kids' footy, isn't it? Get our best player down there.
Well, Gardner is now at the top of the St. Kilda goal square with Hudson defending him.
Kaczynski,
over the back.
tired kick, smothered off the boot. Ackermanis comes away from half-back. Driving kick, he's looking for the boundary line. That's to be good call for the umpire.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Where else was he going? That was a legitimate call.
Yes, I understand that. But had it been Will Minson making the same kick, you pay a price for being skilled. I'll be glad when you're gone. Ball comes out to the wing. Goddard's got it. Looks back inside. Kicks inside the forward 50. Riewoldt! Remarkable.
If he hasn't been the most valuable, influential, irreplaceable player in the competition this year, I'll go he. He has been the only one really that's looked like getting in the St Kilda forward line.
Take 10 now.
Well, if you're the Telstra man, you're thinking it might be the Optus man. We're back at the MCG on Monday morning to fix those phones. Riewoldt puts it through.
Been busier the last 5 minutes. The reason is that Stephen Baker has actually been cramping up. He limped to the boundary line. They've been attending his leg. It looks like he might be able to come back on the ground, but it has freed Acker up.
54, players 52. Cooney out of the middle this time. Dogs start again. Murphy tracks it 70 metres from goal. Ackermanis looking to help. Murphy goes long downwards, full forward. Going back, Dawson missed the football. Plenty of Saints there. Minson put the body in. Ralph Clark again. Goes in short. Graham's got it.
I think it also forces Goddard to play defence. And I don't think St Kilda want Goddard to play as a defender with a forward matchup. Happy enough to have him down there as a spare.
Lenny Hayes in the back pocket. Across the ground. Fisher.
You've got to hold on to it down there, St Kilda. They've got the spare guy back.
Thanks, William.
Lee Montagna. Taking some time off the clock. And now they make their move, and why not? Riewoldt is breaking towards the wing. Blake goes in his direction. Riewoldt again.
There's no better outlet player in the comp, is there? Whether he's inside 50 or whether he's on the wing.
It's like last week with Jonathan Brown is you want two of them. You want one getting it up in the wing and one to kick it to in the forward 50.
Whoops. Gilbert went short. Intended for Blake. Knocked away. Back comes Hayes, though, to Blake. Paddles it forward. Riewoldt looking tired. Left the ball behind. Morris hacks it across the line. No, it stays in. It rolled on the line. Didn't go out. Hayes to Blake. Feeds it back to Gilbert. He's under pressure. Just jabs it forward. Taken by Lake. Gives it across to Eagleton. Eagleton under pressure. May have been touched off the boot. It was. Doesn't matter. Bounces inside the field of play.
Great play and courage from both sides. Dale Morris to leave a dominant player and Riewoldt to go and affect that contest, and then Lenny Hayes to body it up to and fro.
Boundary throw in. Boyd was up. Knocked it in front. Pickin. Still Pickin. Eyes only for the football. Goes to Cooney. Cooney inside the forward 50. This will run on and on across the face of goal. Leading back in the race is Fisher. Johnson did well. Goddard arrives and escorts it out.
You rarely see players look so exhausted as these two teams look out there. They really are looking spent. There doesn't look like there's much run in either team.
With good reason. Gardner. Ball.
Jeez, he's been huge, Johnson.
Hasn't he?
He had a 70-metre chase to get to Sam Fisher and then to Goddard in that last bit of play. And he's up. He's fully invested in this match, as you'd expect. Not just a season on the line, but a career for him. He wants to be there next week.
Jones crashes his way through, at least initially, then went to ground. Cooney dragged down. That ball's not coming out. Cooney, 26 possessions. He's played a game.
Again.
Just over 4 minutes remaining. All or nothing. Gardner. Well, almost all. Gets you the chance. Jones smashes it forward. It goes out of bounds.
While this stoppage is happening, Brian Lake has drifted into the forward 50. Fancy himself. Sam Fisher seen the matchup. Dawson, they've really readjusted well. Dawson has got back onto Lake, so that's the best matchup St.Kilda have got for that spot.
Cross down behind, intended for Eagleton, but he attracted a crowd.
It's a smart play there. The Bulldogs know they're behind. They need to score. They're starting to try and drag the ball over the back of those boundary throw-ins and ball-ups back into the corridor.
Gardner decisively. Jones hurriedly. One out, Riewoldt. There's nobody behind this pair. Riewoldt knows that. I think he was trying to work the ball around and angle it so he could run onto it, but the boundary line was too close. You've got to love a game like this and admire the people who play. Gardner, Ward, Hayes, brilliant. Gardner, Graham, intercepted there by Welsh, hacks his way through. Dogs down towards their attacking 50. Gian Siracusa has to get on his bike. Dawson, bounce terribly. Gilby across to support, then Gian Siracusa behind. A point the difference.
They're going to be rolling up from the midfield now, the Dogs. They've got to lock this ball in.
Clock's ticking, Sam.
Wasn't a bad hit, just didn't come around enough.
Get the extra number. Can they find him?
Just over 3 minutes to go.
Bring it, please. George.
Fisher outside the 50. Lake from behind inadvertently came to him.
Oops.
Now, whose boot did that come off?
He's called it out of bounds. He's called it. Okay, he doesn't know. Let's throw it in.
Yep, it's a break.
It was interesting from that kick in. He had Dawson up the middle on his own, Fisher, but don't think he wanted to take the risk of going central.
Umpire could have helped him a little bit and said he didn't see it. He doesn't know. It's a bit rough. Towards the boundary line. Back it across by Del Santo.
Well, St. Kilda smartly chewing up the clock, chewing up time. There were many of these clearances as they can just to hold it up. The Bulldogs have got to get it into space. Take that risk.
Cross again. Tries to flick it down behind. Hayes. Wonderful by Riewoldt. Wonderful there by Harbrow. Well, there's carnage behind him. as Morris gave it across towards Wake, who pumps it in again. Hahn will fly. Knocked away down there by Clark. Hitting the pack hard was Boyd. Taken by Milne. Back to Clark. Floats with the midfield. They come from all points of the compass. Eddie got there first to Jones. One out. There's no help for Harbrow. He knocks it forward. Getting back is Morris. Got boot to ball. Harbrow into ground. Fossicking over the football. Harbrow. Good tackle, Riewoldt. Hand pass comes wide. Tracked back by Schneider. And then he slipped over. A point the difference. Just over 2 minutes to go.
All the players are gone. There's one-on-ones all over the field. The Bulldogs have had their chances. The Saints have been brave in defence.
Montagna trying to dig it out. Griffin. He just come up with a searching run. Has he got it left in him? Well, he decides to kick. Jansarakisa missed it. Goddard gets back. Feeds it back to Fisher. Inside 2 minutes. Fisher takes off. Kicks from behind the wing. That towards half forward. The extra number off the bench. Oh, Harbrow is terrific. If the game was won that way, Australia. Milne came onto the ground through the gates. Suddenly they had the extra man. Boundary throwing. A minute 44. Tossed in. Flirting with danger there. Hudson tried for the clean take. Hayes kicks it down towards the pocket. And it scoots across the boundary line.
Well, this will be the 20th boundary throw in this quarter.
And this is all the mechanisms. The team's in front. You've got the ball of clearance in your forward pocket. You've got to be able to hold it in. It really is a test for your pre-planned defensive setups in this part of the game.
Boundary throw in. King knocks it down. Cooney lost it. Jones. Del Santo. Look out. Riewoldt lurking. Hands to it. Couldn't hang on. Loose ball. Guess who? It's only fitting.
That's probably touch, but I don't reckon you can pick that. That's been paid a goal 100% of the time in footy.
Simultaneous contact, yeah. I think the Geesh would call that. If he didn't, he will now.
Yeah, they're always going to be paid those. A lot of goals are touched slightly, but not obvious enough.
Not all in this sort of game, mind you. Hayes kicks inside the forward 50. All the Saints are back. It's about time now. 55 seconds. Morris comes to Welsh. 7 points, though.
We've got 3 ones here.
It's the next kick, though, isn't it?
That's right. Inside the 50. Hahn's got it.
It's good to get in. 2 goals in the context of this game. Just too much to ask.
It's the one Lake's there.
Hahn.
Riewoldt. Kazitsky
in the Leo Barry position.
It was the roll of the dice.
They've done it.
Lake went forward. Kazitsky went with him.
Riewoldt on his feet. Kazitsky out of defence. High ball. Big pack at the drop. Falls in front. Saints just want to tie it up. Need to be careful. We've got a ball up. 11 seconds to go. And I was planning at about this time, Bucks, to say what a pleasure it's been to work with you. It's been terrific. I've loved it. But I don't have time. 7 points. Can the Dogs do something here? I doubt it. Time is going to beat them. And St Kilda are going to beat them. St Kilda to the grand final. What a game! really, that is the nature of the game. The agony and the ecstasy.
Amazing game of football. Only 10 scoring shots in the second half. Both sides. There's no one score. Riewoldt got the 3 goals. How critical.
Tim Watson.
Well, Nick, grand finals are hard to win. They're hard to make, though, too, aren't they?
Oh, judging by that, bloody oath. Super game. Oh, yeah. It was an amazing game. The Dogs, full credit, they were amazing. They've been a great team for the past few years as well. So it's a really hard-fought game, and lucky for us, we were in front of the end.
You had to work really hard to get back into the game, too, after a slow start.
Yeah, we did. We didn't play well at the in the first quarter, and they got away to a good start, but we grounded out. We took a bit from Collingwood last week, the way they fought back and grounded out. We spoke about that, so it was a win full of real character, I thought.
And I just noticed you had a vomit a moment ago. I mean, how tired, how distressed are you after a game like that?
How's my breath more like it when you're this close?
Move back a bit.
Oh, yeah, pretty knackered, but we used the break and recover and look forward to next week now.
You got one big effort left in you?
Yeah, 2 hours. We'll give it our best shot.
Congratulations, well done, Nick.
Semi-finals for that man, but heartbreak tonight at the MCG.
They didn't leave anything in the tank, did they, the Dogs? No. I think anyone involved with the club and their supporters would have to be proud of their efforts, although it's a little bit hollow at the moment, isn't it?
It's amazing. We've said all year, or it's just been statistical all year, no one's been able to get over inside 50 more than 40-odd times. They got inside 56 times, but they still couldn't score. Only scored 3 goals, 3 in the second half. The Bulldogs.
Let's go down to David Schwartz.
Lenny, we've seen some great efforts in finals, but your effort tonight was just unbelievable. Tell us about the crowd. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was, mate. We didn't play our best footy, but we knew if we stuck to our guns, we've done it all year, and everyone contributed tonight when they had to, and that was the most important part, and we got the win, mate. It's a great feeling.
What about your legs? A lot of tired boys out there at the end.
Yeah, they were. Like, it was a very high-intensity game, and full credit to the Bulldogs. They've had 2 6-day breaks, and they came out and gave it everything. But, we've done the hard work, so we knew that we'd be there right at the end, and we were.
And we just spoke to Nick Riewoldt, the big skipper. He stood up, and you're going to get something out of him every time he takes the field.
Yeah, exactly right. And look, he's led the team really well this year, and everyone out there tonight played a really big part. And look, the skipper was there right to the end, and that's what we expect. And yeah, it was a great win.
And a big day for your crowd. It's been a long time for them.
Yeah, it has. Look, we haven't had a lot of success as a club, but look, hopefully this year's a bit different.
You're a star. Well done.
Thanks, mate. Well done.
Just watching the Bulldogs players, so they left the field. Half of them didn't want to go. They wanted to. They were imagining that the game was still going to go, that the opportunity was still going to be there, but it was gone. And that's
goes
what.
Very quick, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's blink of an eye. They wouldn't have thought about losing that game or the possibility of it until Nick Riewoldt towed that last goal, and you can see there was a line of about 7 or 8 of them. They went down with their head in their hands, and they thought, geez, it's got to be hard now. But just fantastic work by the Saints, well deserved.
St Kilda march to the grand final. They win by 7 points at the MCG, and this is finals footy. go. The Saints going to a grand final. They win by 7 points. Riewoldt 4 goals, all in the second half. Lenny Hayes, quite outstanding, 34 possessions. Del Seta with 31. Griffin, the best of the Bulldogs there.